about a year ago, January 23rd, 2025, Asahi newspaper carried an article about the Chinese response on Fukushima treated water. It said that the Chinese communist paper, Jinmin Nippo in Japanese, Renmin Ripao. This is the Chinese pronunciation. This is the official Chinese communist paper reported about Chinese government decision about the water released from Fukushima nuclear plant. That they decided to relax the restrictions on the imports of Japan about marine product. Say March 11th, 2011, a big tidal tsunami that malfunctioned the Fukushima nuclear plant, and then big problem started ever since that time because of radiation. This is the Fukushima radiation spread around here. So not only Chinese government, some the government they actually restricted imports of food product from Japan, and Chinese government also has the policy to restrict Japanese imports. That area mostly concerned. But the 2023 Fukushima plant started releasing the water, treated water. Say the huge water tanks, so many thousands of water tanks placed in the ground of Fukushima nuclear plant. The water, treated water, because Fukushima nuclear reactor, 6 there, 2 actually not operated at the time of incident. But 4 reactors, they are damaged. The later years, number 4 completely recovered. Completely suspended. 1, 2, 3, debris was a big problem inside. That is a nuclear reactor. So have to be cooled down all the time, even not function. Debris, the very dangerous materials, remain at the bottom of each reactor. So much water pouring into each reactors to cool down the debris. So water used for that purpose have to properly stored to avoid actually released into the air or grounds or waters. So they tank many tanks, because every day tons of water used. So tank storage that water, and the machines to filter, to treat the water. So after such treatment, the water supposed to release somewhere. But there was a problem. There are numerous elements to take care, but one element cannot be removed from the water. So the tank filled here, another one for years, more than 1,000 tanks. But Fukushima, the premise of Fukushima reactor has a certain limit. So to avoid the future problem, the government decide to release the water into the ocean. So if they are released, the ocean water can actually reduce the contaminated part of water. So there are IAEA, International Atomic Energy Agency. This is a organization to monitor such kind of such part of Fukushima at that time. And then the water, if released to the ocean, about 1 kilometer of the coast of Fukushima Prefecture, this Fukushima Prefecture around here. So the water needs to certain criteria. Of course, IAEA has a very rigid criteria, not the spread the contaminated water to all over the areas. So all the figures are inspected, sampled, monitored, and they actually gave permission that if released water to the ocean, that not against their criteria. It's allowance still they are there. So that's why the Fukushima, the facility released the water to the ocean. So the according to the scientific research, that's supposed to be safe. So that's why that kind of act, the schedule was permitted by the IAEA. But China strongly respond to that the situation. The China don't believe water is safe. They kept saying that is contaminated water. But Japan, it said the water is treated water. Treated water, contaminated water. So it's a completely different impression when people listen to the expression. But anyway, China is against the release of water, the treated water to the ocean. So China actually strictly regulate the Japanese marine product not allowed to get into Chinese market. So it was very much strong response. But if Chinese government decided so that is actually the situation Japan have to face. But last year, actually this is year 2026. So about a year ago, the January 2025, the Renmin Report released the article that the Chinese scientists sampled it and analyzed it and come to the conclusion that the water is safe in accordance with IAEA regulation. So this is actually starting the starting of the discussions. Further, actually, administrative. Of course, there are some arrangement required. But anyway, Chinese government accepted Japanese the product from the marine product from Japan. Why this thing happened? The Chinese the attitude is very rigid. Normally, you don't expect they become soften their attitude. Why this Chinese attitude actually changed to the favor of Japan? The reason is the Prime Minister Ishiba Shigeru. Why Ishiba Prime Minister? Only few months ago, the Prime Minister ordered changed from Kishida to Ishiba. And why Chinese government softened their attitude? This is a couple months ago. This is November 2024. Ishiba and Xi Jinping. Ishiba and Xi Jinping, they had a meeting. And they confirmed strategic the relationship between Japan and China. So this is a kind of the great opportunity to keep their relationship somewhat softened from rigid ones. But meeting with the Chinese president is the solution of this kind of thing. Things are not so easy. The things happened because of Prime Minister was Ishiba. That is a special, actually, the reason why the Chinese the government changed the attitude. Because Mr. Ishiba has a history many decades ago that Mr. Ishiba working for a kind of company when he was young. His father was a governor, turned to the member of the Sangin House of Councillors. So kind of the strong political background of the family. After father died, Mr. Ishiba was advised by the former Prime Minister Tanaka Kakue. Tanaka is so common name, million people call Tanaka. So Kakue is a very unique name. So people call him the Kakue-san, more kind of familiar the figure to all Japanese. So this the person who advised Ishiba to join the parliament, national parliament. He's a Kakue, very famous, very popular. He was in the prime minister's office only for a couple of years, and actually have a big scandal, Lockheed scandal to be called, kind of bribes between him and Lockheed aircraft company. So that is a big political scandal. But anyway, he made a great thing to open the door with China. So Mr. Kakue and Mao Zedong, Motakuto in Japanese, the 1972, they agreed each other to start the new relationship between two countries, supposed to be for each other, enemies. They actually fought during the war. But anyway, among many, this is a very interesting article, Asahi article. All the prime ministers of Japan since the end of the war, but Kakue is outstanding figures. Most of the prime ministers of Japan, they are from political families, So the son succeed in the father's status, and rather easy actually reach to the parliament seat, because that is the legacy of your families. So there are many second generation, third generation politicians, or you reach to the bureaucrats. So if you graduate from most of the cases from University of Tokyo, and until sometime around 1980s, half of the national bureaucrats, more than half, Tokyo University graduates. And then you do some work and learn what is the kind of structure of the country, national actually body, and then you become the bureaucrats, frequent contact with the politicians. So you come to know what is inside the story of politics. So you gradually probably get interested. If you work as bureaucrats, always below politicians. You work for the politicians, but if you got enough support during election, you can be one of them. So there are strong desire among bureaucrats that talented, ambitious bureaucrats. They always look for some opportunity, or you come to the election from scratch, nothing, but you have just ambition that you want to be a politician, you want to involve the national policy, you want to change the country, Japan. So this kind of strong desire, but without anything. So you start the campaign without anything. But if you get popularity, you can be one of them. One, two failures, but if you're lucky, you can reach that place. But anyway, this Kakue has no such background, no family background, no bureaucrats. He was graduates, elementary graduates. Later years, he actually studied at night school for some kind of civil engineering or kind of construction. So that's why he started the construction company by his own. But this Kake has no background, but he is so energetic, like a bulldozer, to the agitate people. And he has a great grand design of changing Japan. So this Kakue is something very unique among so many prime ministers, all unique people, all strong people. But among squads of post prime ministers, Kakue is very special. And this Kakue gave word to young Ishiba to join us. You have father. You have a father's some legacy. So Ishiba decided to run for the election, and he reached that house, special house, Shugi-in, House of Representatives. But if you become national politicians, that doesn't mean you are so you able to obtain everything. You have to learn as a beginner. So this Kakue, Mr. Kakue, has a group, his own group. So Ishiba joined his group and learned many things from the other senior the politicians, and also of course from Kakue himself. So and for China, there are many prime ministers, but Kakue is a very extraordinary the figure, because he came to China, met with Mao Zedong, and open the doors. So this is a historical fact, and everything started from Kakue. So that's why this is the story. Come back to Ishiba. Mr. Xi Jinping, Xi Jinping in Japanese, of course know that history. That's why he welcomed Ishiba. And there are all prime ministers, depend on the situation. Some prime minister need a year or two to meet with him. But Ishiba had a very quick meeting with Xi Jinping. And Xi Jinping, then around his age, has very special probably feelings about Ishiba. Because behind Ishiba, there's the Tanaka, Kakue. So that's why, like old friend meet each other or something. That is the probably main reason why China changed attitude toward Japanese marine product. So this is the kind of thing that China how they look at Ishiba, and the many. This is for people who study Japanese. There are many prime minister with most of the different names. And Ishiba, the name is very unique. There are many names are unique, but like Suzuki and the Sato, they're each about 2 million. So there are many names. But Ishiba, two characters, most of the case 2 characters. And before Ishiba, just a few prime ministers' names, the Kishida and the Suga and Abe, sorry. There are several different characters. In case of Abe, so these are somewhat the familiar names. But Ishiba is quite unique. Ishi means stone, Ha means crash, stone breaker, or something like this. So just say Ishiba, nothing sounds nothing unique to foreigners, and the Japanese too. But when it put into the characters, this is very much a unique character. So people probably expect from his name Stormbreaker. So like the person with the power of a breakthrough or something. So this is the story behind why China actually relaxed their attitude. And when Prime Minister changed to Takaichi, and they meet quite early stage. Shortly after Takaichi reached the Prime Minister's office, there are international conference somewhere, and they met each other and confirmed that the mutual agreement, that kind of thing, but shortly after the meeting, to meet with Prime Minister Xi Jinping is not easy, because he is absolute power. So there are many administrative bureaucrats, and when Takaichi reached the president of the LDP, he doesn't secure she would be prime minister. Anyway, this was have to be approved by majority of the parliament. So the Ministry of Foreign Affairs in China, they probably realized Takaichi is very much dangerous to China because her regular comments, like visiting Yasukuni and very much national security is a very strong stance, and she comes from conservative side. Of course, Abe Shinzo is a conservative, but the political experience of Abe and Takaichi is quite different. There are not many things that they can foresee what's going on with Japan, what's going on this Japanese politics with Ms. Takaichi. But